Hi, Smiles, Redskin, Songbird, Amour, Songbird, Einstein, Evangeline in New York City. I'm going to discuss the energy in this photograph. I've had it for years and now I understand it because I do read energy, and it's extraordinary what went on in this 10 minutes. This photograph is a screenshot of a video called Michelle Talks to Yogi Pilot Devin Gangadine. Okay, so let me begin. I used to pray every night when I was 9 or 10 years old to God to send my father to come, testosterone, to Clarksville, Tennessee to rescue me from neglect and boredom, estrogen, my mother and half-sister. I'd cry and plead, then I'd go to sleep. When I was 12 years old, I dated the perfect guy, testosterone. We attended a dance at our school. He was 2 years older than me, looked like me, light skin and good hair, curly. He was taller than me. A sweet, gentle, though slightly strong, no, not slightly strong, gentle, though strong boy. The slightly came with the curly hair, slightly curly hair. He was taller than I said that, okay. A strong boy, not a bully, not a wimp. Perfect for me, everything I wanted. His name was George Dowlan. Okay, I decoded it. Let's look at what I found. Okay, where are you, George? Up here. There, George Dowling. Okay. Dowling. Divine, ordered, breast. See, these two things are breast, butt, or it could be a butt. Be under the thighs, vagina, Evangeline, vagina, victory, a good girl in Evangeline, Albert Einstein. I felt respected like a good girl when I was with George Dowling. George, good energy, ordered, her, give earth. Now, Dowlan, Wowlan, Bowlan, Cowlan. Okay, let's go back over here. Then he went away to summer camp. My presence. May equals I equals I am. If you turn the A and M, I am. See, you following me? I, a mother, wannabe. I, a mother, wannabe. He died there. He never came back. The meaning I gave to the event, I lost everything. I had virtually nothing. I was 12. I lived my life. I lived the story. See the story. See this story. See energy enter the story. See energy enter the story. For the next 60 years, I lived virtually having nothing. If something came my way, it didn't stay. I lost 3 houses, countless loves, friends, boyfriends, children, money, credibility, teeth, hair, self-confidence, etc. In 1979, I hooked up with the greatest good, previously known as God. Song, I never promised you a rose garden. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. Okay, what was that say? Something Gorinda Singh. Walked me back to the beginning of this nightmare. Traveling through, experiencing 1,000 hells. Experiencing enter, unknown, present energy, her, Einstein, Evangeline. Energy unknown, present energy, her, Einstein, Evangeline. In North Carolina. In end, God's mercy. Great ocean. Delightful salvation. Okay, you see that? Great ocean. Where are we? Great ocean, delightful salvation. Okay, now let's go to the next page. I used to pray, page 2. So I went to North Carolina riding 12 hours one way on a cramped bus. To see and touch, God, the greatest good in the physical, in the flesh. He had been talking to me lovingly for over a year in my ear, 24/7, 365 days. He answered every question I asked. I asked him. He granted every wish I asked of him. When I heard he was coming from India, the land of Buddha, he was the Buddha as well as Jesus Christ, I had to go be near, to hug and kiss him, to confirm the reality of our spiritual love, and hopefully to take it to the next level, a wedding, a physical wedding. Prior to this past year and a half, where I lived in a room at St. Francis Residence 3, I had been living on the street, homeless for about 3 years. I was Before that, I was just a normal middle-class person. I was looking forward to being with Gorinda Singh Ji, my knew everything, but also to being with my satsangi, Gorinda's disciples, and my friends for the 40-plus years before I became homeless. But the satsangis totally ignored me when I got to North Carolina. They did not see me. They did not look at me. It was as if I was not there in the flesh. Babaji sent me an indirect message through Manira to tell me to come to the front. Next page. I had washed up at the facility in North Carolina, but when Nancy asked me with irritation in her voice, a tone I'd never heard from her, if I'd bathed, I doubted my own experience of having bathed adequately and took on her doubt. Now remember, I had been riding a bus for 12 hours. Okay. I wondered if I stank, the reason why she asked me the question with such irritation. So when Manira said to Nancy, not looking at me, that Baba G said all who came on the bus could come to the front of the arena. I felt not clean enough to go close to the front, even if she had been including me in the offer to sit up front. But I said to Nancy, do you think we should try to sit closer? I was worried if we left our seats we'd lose them. Then probably not finding seats in the front, we might have to leave the arena altogether, because all the seats in the back seemed to be taken also. Linda asked the Satsangi Sevadar, Nancy asked the Satsangi Sevadar, Linda Zatelli. I need to change that. It says Linda, it should be Nancy. Nancy, Nancy. Okay. So Nancy asked the Satsangi Sevadar just means volunteer. Linda Zatelli, if we should try to sit up front. Linda came over to Nancy, not looking at me, though I was seated beside Nancy. Linda listened to the question from Nancy. Then she walked away without answering. Jesus Christ, Gorinda Singh Ji. Gorinda Singh Ji. Can you see that? Gorinda Singh. There it is. Gorinda Singh Ji. Jesus. J for Jesus. I for J for Jesus Christ. Then I for an I. Okay. Said, what you do to, said, what you do, he said in the Bible, what you do to the least of me, the Michelle is the least of him, the dirt under his feet, his child. He had been inside her since she was 5 years old, terrified of her heart beating inside her chest. Chest. Where's chest? See, he, Saint Gorinda. Chest. See, he, Gorinda. Saint. Okay. Chest is just telling you what you got there. Gorinda Singh is a saint. He's also Jesus Christ. He's also the Buddha. Everything she feels. Everything she, Di Michelle, felt and feels, he feels. Because, like I said, he's inside of her. He knows the pain she suffered being ignored in North Carolina, rejected, snubbed, insulted, heartbroken. She had given the Satsangis and, of course, Gorinda Singh her heart and loyalty and trust many, many years ago. She presumed, because Gorinda Singh Ji, Hazur, the master before Gorinda Singh, had vouched for them, the Satsangis had agreed to help them pay off their karma and then accompany them back to the ocean of light, that she was safe to give them her love. Gorinda Singh Ji had been prepared to award the earth and its treasures to one of the three, Linda, Nancy, or Manira, and $1 million to each Satsangi before they leave for the ocean of bliss for eternity. But he found not one to be meek enough to get down off their high horse. God is the horse, the higher power. Present, oh her, oh boy, oh her, Di Michelle Birdsong everything, because she had been robbed of everything years earlier. If Manira, Nancy, or Linda had given her one thing, either attention, conversation, or a hug, they would have shown themselves to be meek, to be meek enough to respect the lowest of the low. Low. L for will, O-W hurt. Will hurt. But. Satsangis willed their hearts. Okay, let's see what's on the next page. Not to open up to Michelle. Not to warm up to Michelle. Not to soften and cause their mouths to speak a kind word. A hi would have gotten them the prize for being meek, sweet, a treat, neat. They would have inherited the earth. Okay, let's see what earth decoded means. Energy, art, sorry. A-R-T. Energy, art, the artist's energy. The artist's energy. The energy of the art of the deal. Was it such a big deal they were such? Were they such they couldn't bow a little low as Michelle was crawling on the ground, letting them walk on her without her expressing a word of anger, just humility and sincerity. Clarity showed. She owed wedding. Okay, she's owed a wedding. So Baba G pulled Michelle's eyes to see his up close. I saw these eyes coming at him. I didn't know they were mine. He put babies into the energy field in her womb through her eyes. The eyes are the window of the soul. He went into Michelle's house, her body, through the windows and left her semen for twins. Okay, twins. ST for Saint wins. Saint wins. But first, he exchanged life energy, eye contact, thereby marrying her. The here B-I, marrying her. You follow me? The here B-I, marrying her. The Michelle didn't understand the blessings. Let's go over here. Gorinda Singh had given her until later. The sun and the sky united her eggs with the semen when she went to look up at him, her father, a few days later. Okay, isn't this amazing? We got an immaculate conception here. Devin, a yes later. One can see in the video, this video, Michelle talks to Yogi pilot Devin Gangadine video, where she touches his arm, one touch of Venus. The Michelle was also Venus, saying, "Be mine." His facial expression, a delighted smile, says, "Gladly, Minnow." That was her nickname when she was a child. Minnow. Now what? I used to pray page 6. She knew she felt comfortable and content with Devin. Babaji told, this is Devin in the picture, if I didn't tell you already. Babaji told her, Devin is George Dowlan. He learned to fly because he knew you were obsessed with the sky, and he wanted to see you again to be your guy. And he hoped when you stared at the heavens, you might happen to see him, Devin, and want to make his acquaintance. He had been the man in the moon. You two had been looking at each other before Gorinda became Dean Martin and sang Fly Me to the Moon. He knew that you are Evangeline Adams, the world's greatest star and planet gazer, the famous astrologer, who made a chart so accurate of the judge's son that he realized astrology is a science and made it legal, though it's almost impossible to find a good astrologer. Stan the manly and the astrologer, and the astronomer, Galileo, the Leo. Okay, let's show you this. The astronomer, Galileo, the Leo, born August 1st, Robin, Birdsong, are excellent astrologers. Did you follow that? Stanley the Manly, who is in some of my books about the homeless, and the astronomer, Galileo, who is now the Leo, Robin Birdsong, are excellent astrologers. Michelle is busily engaged with Talk and Share, their therapy that clears your mind so you can see your power to use it. So you can see your power and you can use your power. Let's say you can't use power you don't know you have. Gorinda Singh Ji finding the representatives of Satsangi Hearts, which is Linda, Nancy, and Manira, too hard and cold for the ocean of light on fire. So he closed it. He closed the ocean of light. This is unheard of, but he did it. Everybody will have to figure out how to be blissful on Earth for eternity, he said. Einstein, Evangeline, Michelle Birdsong has created with immense blood, sweat, and tears and fears an encyclopedia of past lives with answers to all kinds of the world's puzzles. Also, she is authorized to share all of nature's secrets her brilliant mind can find. Since she was, as it turned out, the one who was meek, inherits the earth and all its valuables for all eternity. Knowing her, she can't wait to start to share with those who dare to care for all. And all is Albert Einstein's will. Okay, let's see, we're finding the original meaning of these words. Okay, now, in this video, I say, let's see, Michelle talks to airline pilot, Yogi Captain Devin Gangadine. That is the name of this video. If you type that into Google, it'll take you to this video. And in it, Devin says, set the timer. And then Michelle says, hello world. This is the coping coach, Michelle Birdsong, New York City. Devin is, and then she says, this is Devin. Tell them your name. Tell them your last name. He says, Gangadine. Devin is quite extraordinary man. He's an airline pilot and a yogi master. Yay, yay. That's what Michelle says. Devin says that he's a yogi practitioner. She says, you teach yoga. You've mastered it. He's modest, she tells the world, still convinced he's a yogi master. Devin says, I'm on my way to being a master. We were just going to chat in front of you. And she says to the world, over here, what we got? Yoga. I order good A. I order grade A. So he gets an A for being a yogi practitioner.